What's poppin'? So it's that time of the year again, you know, the spooky month! Now, I wasn't exactly sure what I was going to do for this year, but then I thought about the 3 things YouTubers do whenever they have no ideas and want to be unoriginal. They talk about Spider-Man, they talk about The Dark Knight, or, lastly, they talk about Gravity Falls. So I rewatched the Summerween episode, and it's a lot better than I remember it being. It had a lot of hidden themes that I didn't notice beforehand when I was younger. So I decided, yeah, sure, why not? A breakdown works. I could do that. So grab your candy, pretend you aren't home right now, and let's reminisce this episode as I break it apart. Before we start, you should consider subscribing. You don't have to, of course, but it would be pretty neat if you did. Also, shout out to you for being a homie. With that out of the way, let's get into the video. So we open this episode with everyone doing their specialty. You know, the twins being twins, Stan scamming people, and Seuss being, well, Seuss. Stan brings up that Gravity Falls loves Halloween so much that they celebrate it twice a year, Summerween canonically being on June 22nd. The intro plays, and now we get to the meat and potatoes. Dipper and Mabel plan to go trick-or-treating because, they are twins, so they get extra candy because cuteness points. Then leads into the 3 conflicts of this episode. 1. The Halloween trickster. 2. Stan wanting to scare kids. And 3. Dipper wanting to ditch Mabel to simp for Wendy. Go over plot B first. Stan, wanting to scare away kids because that's his specialty, Other than scamming people that we already mentioned. He has multiple specialties. I don't know why I only mentioned one earlier. This is just one for the kicks and giggles, the gags and laughs, which I appreciate because Stan is comedy gold. He tries multiple times to scare a group of kids, but only being able to scare them because of how old he is and just being old. It's just hilarious because it's just making fun of Gen Z kids and how they view elderly people. It's great. Good job, Alex. You've done it again. Alright, plot A time. So Dipper doesn't dress up as in his peanut butter costume to match Mabel's strawberry jam because, again, he wants to ditch her so he can go to a party. Thinking it would be, babyish if he'd go with Mabel. He's gotta look cool in front of Wendy and Robbie, When heading out the door, they see the Halloween trickster, which Dipper promptly closes the door in his face. So now they gotta get 500 pieces of candy because he peeved the guy off. Lame. Also foreshadowing for Roadside Attraction, which is 25 episodes later, by the way. That's kind of crazy. They went trick-or-treating, there was some gags, and they got all the candy they needed. Well, until Wendy and Robbie pulled around the corner. Dipper, wanting to fit in with them, quickly ditches the costume and the candy, which falls into a river, making Mabel upset, and now the trickster is after them too. Think they will be saved because Seuss hits him with his car.
Didn't work.
So they go to the market from before and try to hide from the creature. Hiding in the costumes, and Mabel and Dipper having a heart-to-heart. Dipper saying that he felt too old to go trick-or-treating now, but Mabel's like, but that's the point, brother. And that's why she wanted to do it so badly, because they didn't have very many Halloweens left. They're 12. So they make up, and Seuss is being Seuss again, which gets him eaten. But don't worry, because he eats the guy from the inside. Turns out, he's made out of candy that nobody likes, like saltwater taffy. So they go home, and Stan having the candy that he stole from the kids, like the ones he scared by being old. And Wendy being there because Robbie tried to eat a lolly stick first, like an idiot. I can't believe he thought that would be a good idea. Like, my guy, like how? How do you manage? How do you pull off such a feat? So they talk about how Seuss just, ate somebody alive. And then Halloween is a time to spend with family and an excuse to be evil. which is the message I think they were going for, but I think I figured out the true message of the episode, which is not giving in to peer pressure, because none of the events would have happened if Dipper didn't try to impress his older friends by not doing something they viewed as babyish. Could he have felt like he was getting too old anyways? Yeah, possibly, but it wasn't really in his head until then, because he seemed genuinely excited to go with Mabel. Sure, probably what they were doing wasn't very intentional, but I mean, come on. Do you know this man? Man's tried to clone himself to get a date right. Another lesson to learn from this is just be yourself. Don't be afraid to be yourself, man. You do you. If you want to go trick-or-treating, you do it, my guy. You get all the candy, you can dress up all you want. Adults still dress up, man. You can do whatever you want. That's what I got from him anyway. And that's just my quick little recap of this episode. It's nice, short, and sweet. Saw some cool stuff on the rewatch. Tell me what you liked or possibly disliked from this episode. Also, let me know what Halloween episode you liked from your childhood, or one that you still enjoy now. That's all I have for today, friends. Enjoy Spooky Month!
Life like, this is what your life like. Try to live the life right. People really know you push your buttons like type right. This is like a movie, but it's really very lifelike. Every single night, right? Every single fight, right? I was looking